Hello and welcome. I'm just giving this as basically a quick news update as well as hey, let's look at Road System. I've played a little bit of it. Also, by the way, it's my birthday today, so I've had a little bit to drink. So yeah, whatever. Anyway, I've also had an issue with Star Wars recently. I've been finding it really hard to get past the first half of that mission. But anyway, I'm just going to what do you call it? Run through this. Basically, we're doing some navigation. Yay! Let's fly a ship! Woo! So yeah, Rogue System's kind of like DCS Black Shark and DCS. Wait, what? Proximity warning? Didn't think we were anywhere near. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, this is kind of like imagine a spaceship version of DCS Black Shark and DCS AC-10 Warthog, but in a spaceship. Yeah, that's basically it. Down here, I've not played too much of it, so I'm still trying to learn what I'm meant to be doing. Activate the VMS, which is click that. I'm trying to remember, did I set it so I could actually use this? Did I set it to that? No, middle mouse? Middle mouse, okay. So, selected displays. Okay. Maybe I'm completely wrong. How do I do this again? I can't remember what I set it to. Damn it! Okay, well, I'll just use the joystick, I guess. Oh, now it works. Oh, grr. I remember now what I set it to. VMS, and then that on. Which should turn up all these. I'm sorry, but that's just cool. Instead of actually having a window, which a lot of games would give you, it has monitors with cameras externally mounted. It makes more sense in a realistic manner, but just thought I'd say. For this tutorial we will be using the transition controls as well as pitch, roll and yaw. Yay! You will also be using the MTS boost, which is this one here. I've done it before, I've set up some of it. I don't know all of it and I'm still trying to figure out. Before you go any further, you may want to configure any controls you have. I have, see? Look. Throttle! I'm a little out of it, you might be able to tell. Or, if you're using the keyboard, you take a look at the default keys and make sure you feel okay based on your keyboard type. Let's put the keyboard away now that I think about it. Simply press escape at any time and go to the controls, blah 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 blah. Don't worry, during the command tutorial you won't forget a command. You need to make a change. Simply press escape and go to the controls. Okay. Your ship altitude essentially is which way you're facing. You can change the altitude directly by using pitch, raw and yaw. Roll and yaw. Raw and yaw. Raw and yaw. But yeah, basically I've been having an issue with Star Wars right now. More in the manner of I can't get past the first part more than anything else. Alright, continues pitching up until you... yeah. I've just been finding it really difficult to get past the first part. So yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading at the top as well. It's not good when you're dyslexic and add something to drink. It's great, isn't it? It's like, yeah. This will make great viewing material, right? Right. Yeah, basically I've not had a lot of luck getting past the first section of that mission until before Eerie shows up. So I'm going to try and get that done, but right now that's why... oh, wrong, yeah, right, my mistake. That's why I've not had that uploaded, and I've instead been uploading The Witcher 3, because that's basically what I've had recording for a bit. Now pitch down... and then roll right? Yeah, roll right. I can even affect seasons pilots. I'm perfectly fine with this, to be honest. Yeah, we'll just sit like this for the next 5 minutes, right? Just go, whee! No. If you start to feel a bit uncomfortable, try focusing on something that isn't moving. So like that. No, still moving. There, that would be better, right? No, I'm on the wrong. Anyway, I just don't feel uncomfortable with this, to be honest. I don't know if it's just me. But anyway, if you were to continue to add this control input, your rotation rates would simply increase. Indeed. Eventually the forces would become greater than you, and finally your ships could safely tolerate. So yeah, this is an interesting game, I think, personally. Fortunately, pilot reactions to acceleration and forces are currently disabled. They will be reintroduced in an upcoming update. Try counter all rotation. You have 8 seconds. Ah. There you go. If you didn't manage to stop your ship's rotation, it takes some practice to settle an out of control ship manually. Durr! I was like, what? How do you say that? If you did manage it, you probably found it somewhat tricky to null the rotations completely. Again, this is normal. Well, yeah, because it's hard to perfectly judge something. But that's beside the point. You're going to do this again, but this time you'll have the assistance of the navigation autopilot, which is down here. Go ahead, raw right for 3 seconds. Okay. Downward pitch. Okay. Right, so, look to your right, you'll find the NAS panel. That's navigation auto stabilization, I'm guessing? The NAS itself is already enabled. Go ahead and set the autopilot to allow. Now set roll hold. This RCS thrusters will be firing, stopping your ship from rotating. If you're fast enough, you can go to the exterior view and see the thrusters firing. Yeah, we'll do that afterwards. Okay. Now the yaw hold. There we go. And there you are. See it? Right there. It's an interesting looking ship, I'll be honest. Apparently all of this is semi-realistic technology. Again, to the appropriate thruster will fire. When you're finished, you should find yourself in a pitch-only rotation. Indeed, I am. But yeah, semi-realistic technology using physics that we currently understand and know, which is kind of cool. Your ship should come to a complete stop as the pitch thrusters cancel out the last of the rotational forces. Okay. Once again, this time holds activates. Add 3 seconds to raw right. Okay. Then release the control. It'll immediately begin to slow down. Indeed. With the holds, your ship becomes more manageable and predictable. Try maneuvering to get a feel for the system. As you can see, the autopilot cannot cheat the laws of physics. It takes as much time to stop the rotation as it did to start it. Indeed, it does. I don't know why, it just feels more responsive, I guess, without it. Learn to predict and then release the controls so that when the autopilot is finished, you'll be at the desired altitude. Or attitude, maybe? I think it's probably attitude. A warning, NAS can be damaged during combat and malfunction due to component age or random fault. Do not rely on it. It will not always be there. Practice flying manually. There will come a time during your career that you will be glad you did. Indeed. So let's turn these off. Shit! Pitch, roll, and yaw rotations are achieved by firing the proper RCS thrusters around the center of mass of your ship. Okay. However, you can also move your ship using a combination of thrusters. This is called transition, i.e. left, right, up, down transition. I have them set up also. For example, if you apply thrust to the left side of the ship, longitudinally balanced with the center of mass, the ship will translate right. It is possible to translate longitudinally fore and aft, and latitudinally left and right, and vertically up and down. In space, travel without visual aids, coming soon. These transitions are nearly impossible to see unless you're very close to something, like a station. Conveniently, you happen to be near an orbital training platform. Yay! Oh, wait. I thought it was up the way. Let's do that again. Conveniently, you happen to be very near an orbital training platform. An OBT named Capenala. Yay! Yeah, there we go. We'll use this as a demonstration of transitions. Okay. Campana should be around 2 kilometers and visually invisible near the galactic horizon. If further, you may only see it via the translation trace brackets on the VMS. Without aiming directly at it, adjust your ship's attitude so that you are pointing generally at the Campana. Continue when you have done this. Whenever you approach another ship peacefully, do not fly directly towards it. That way, if you hit it, you won't if you overshoot, you won't hit it. Your attitude stabilizers holds should be still active if your ship is stable once aimed. Now, translate forward and whatever control you have set up. Again, use escape controls ship systems to figure out which one. There you go. Stop thrusting when you see the station getting closer. Range is under the trace bracket that decreases when the station is becoming larger, which is here. So yeah, as you can see, it's quite complicated and very interesting if you ask me. 15.05. We're still moving away from it. We should be slowing down any moment now. 15.22. 15.21. Right, cool. Remember, you have to undo whatever you have done. So, don't close too fast. Begin thrusting backwards before it looks like you will overshoot. Okay. When you hear the proximity pulse, you are within 0.5 kilometers of another object. It speeds up as you get closer. See, that's what I was confused about. That's what I kind of first came in and I was like, proximity warning? We're not even near anything. That's why I was confused. I was like, Huh. Anyway, continue using the fore and aft thrusters until you are stable about 0.3 kilometers from the Campana. The Campana. Let's see if we can... There we go, that's where it is. I'm just going to do a slight shortcut way about this. Instead of using the RCS thrusters, I'm just going to use the main drive. I know this is a silly idea. A little more. There we go. We're moving sideways of the target, so I'm trying to translate correctly. Okay, I'm going to activate the boost deflector, which basically there's a main thruster behind me. Oh, what? Oh yeah, I know that. There's a thruster behind me that allows me to go forward, but the boost deflector basically creates a cone around the engine that forces the thrust back forwards. So instead of the thrust actually pushing me backwards, it pushes me away. Like, instead of the thrust pushing me forward, it pushes me backwards, basically. So that happens, and you can nullify your thrust. I'm gonna do it a little touch more. Uh, 0.03. Okay, a little touch more forward, I think. Okay, that'll do. But yeah, there's some other things I don't understand, like why I've got a VMS fault. Like, all the windows are perfectly fine. What's wrong? Like, visual monitoring system, I don't understand why that's got a fault. Or the FCS reactant flow rate, which is... flight control system? Oh, recharge button is blinking. How's our temperatures doing? Currently our temperatures are fine. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself right now. What I could do is run through the tutorials if you think that'd be interesting. But yeah, this is just basically the travelling tutorial instead of the boot up tutorial. But it gives me some time to talk and basically say, yeah, Star Wars, it's complicated right now. And I've just not had any time to properly sit down. I mean, right now I can sit down and just do this and talk about this because I'm just basically back from my father's. Had a bit to drink, as I've already said before. So, you know, if I'm a little incoherent, that's why. having something to drink now because, hey, why not? And hey, it's my birthday, so. So yeah. We're just approaching Capella? Oh, that's horribly wrong, I know that. Oh, it's up there. Campana. We're just approaching Campana. I'm going to try and slow ourselves down a touch. Okay, full thrust. Is there a target? I cannot remember if there's a target. I know that Campana is in a perfect orbit. Okay, we're moving away now. But I believe Campana is in a perfect orbit of about 800 kilometers above the 800 kilometers above this planet, with a zenith of 90, which is basically the angle that you are parallel to the ground. So 90 would be a completely parallel, I should have said perpendicular to the ground, so it's 90 degrees perpendicular to the ground. So effectively you have a straight line coming across, and that would be 90 degrees. I could literally use the lines here, so say that's the angle from the ground. This is the ground here, right? That's the angle from the ground. A 90 degree zenith would literally just be directly across, like 90 degrees from this line. At least that's what I believe it is. I could be wrong with that. Okay, so we'll thrust up a little touch. We're still in warm gas right now, which has more thrust than cold gas. Later on we'll be switching to cold gas, which is over here, when we get closer, so we can try and move within closer range, so let's say about 0.1 below, without having issues. Let's activate that boost deflector again. Okay. Gonna go into just thrust right now, so set it to RCS only. Oh, we're moving away. You can hear the ticks are slowly getting slower. Sorry, it's taking a little bit of focus right now. No. Okay, we'll slow that thrust down. There we go. Good. Hopefully we're somewhere between 3 kilometers. Fairly stationary with respect to Campana. Reasonably, apart from the fact we're slowly drifting towards her. Now translate right a bit. Okay. You'll see the platform moving left. Arrest the motion by translating left. Continue using left and right thrust until the platform stays center of the viewpoint. Okay, first off, I'd rather not be moving towards it any further, so... Right, we're starting to move away. There we go, I'm trying to arrest the movement. There we are. Finally, use the up and down to translate the platform into your center of your viewpoint vertically. There we go. As you can see, the thrust forces created by superheated plasma by the MTS can make it difficult to stabilize completely. Indeed. You can get more precise by switching to cold gas or docking limited mode. Do this now by, with the control on the MTS panel, right here. Cold gas overrides all MTS modes. Using this, gas is pumped directly out of the nozzles without being ionized or heated. This produces much lower thrust, which offers greater precision. Using cold gas, try and move within 1 kilometer of this platform. As you see, it also has a different noise. If you manage to become stationary with the platform, congratulations, you just achieved your first orbital rendezvous. Well, second, but let's not let's not get into details here. If not, continue practice like if you like. Ship-to-ship collisions are currently disabled, which is sad. So don't worry if you hit the platform. You will need to know how to use RCS just about every maneuver you make, including docking. Practice often. Also, sorry. Another thing that's happened is currently my omeprazol's been partially cancelled. Going ahead and disable the RCS. Okay. So I take pauses every so often while talking because the back of my throat builds up with acid. So now use the mode rotary knob to select the BST enable. It stands for booster enable mode. There we go. In this mode, MTS is diverted a portion of the plasma produced to the main engine, the MES module that has been installed in the MTS boost nozzle. Huh, it has an MTS boost nozzle installed. Interesting. Rotate your ship so you are no longer pointing at the station and facing open space. Sure, that'll be difficult. No. Before using the boost throttle, take notice of the lower right mini HUD on the VMS, which provides your current data about your orbit. So yeah, there we go. That's why I was talking about the zenith. So pretty much we're in a perfect orbit, almost. We're 0.9 degrees off of a perfect orbit, so you know. If you're unfamiliar with your apoapsis, is the highest point of your current orbit and the point at which you are furthest from the body you're orbiting. At apoapsis, your orbital velocity will be at its lowest. As you pass apoapsis, your orbital velocity will increase as the body's gravity pulls you closer. When you reach the lowest point of your orbit, you are at the closest point to the planet's surface. When you're... well, I guess planet's not technically correct, but you know what I mean. When you are closest to the body surface, you are at your periapsis. As your ability to translational thrust, your orbital velocity changes, which alters your orbital profile. The apoapsis and periapsis are updated accordingly. Do not let your periapsis drop into the lower atmosphere or your body's surface directly. Your ship is not designed for atmospheric flight. Yeah, I can kind of tell because of the lack of wings. Call me silly, but that's kind of a dead giveaway. I might be being daft here though. Anyway. You're also shown the time it will take to reach both periapsis and apoapsis. Oh, really? Oh, time to apoapsis, time to periapsis. Yeah, periapsis. It's not... What? What? Why is it not working though? Also, TMS full. Orbital V, or velocity, is your current rate of speed relative to the body you're orbiting, expressed in meters per second, which is right here. Finally, your zenith is the angle between the vector created by orbiting a body's center and your position. Your current velocity vector. Okay. A velocity vector expresses both the direction and rate at which you're moving through space. Why do people keep moving through me? Oof, sorry. Stomach acid, sorry about that. But why do people keep moving from me? God damn it, people! Leave me alone! No. Typically, the zenith should be about 90 degrees for a stable orbit, which it is. That said, if you're pointed into open space, go ahead and move the MTS throttle to 100%. Fine then! Thrust! Depending on the plasma temperature, it can take a moment to produce the thrust to reach the commanded thrust level. So yeah, you see your temperature over here. Yeah, there, plasma temperature. You will quickly pull out from the training platform. If you switch to an exterior view, you can see the booster in action. Indeed. May as well do that, because why not? You will also notice that your apoapsis and periapsis are changing fairly quickly. Keep an eye on the periapsis and don't let it fall below 160 kilometers. Yeah, okay. So keep thrusting. Set the boost throttle to 0%. There are two ways to undo the acceleration you just added. Either rotate your ship 180 degrees and boost again, or use the boost deflector. The advantage of the boost deflector is you do not need to realign your ship retrograde, i.e. backwards, to your vector velocity vector. What they need, I know this is probably going to be in the future and I shouldn't really say it, is a tadpole. So that little thing that has I'm trying to say, like a circle, right? With a line that comes off of it here, here, and here. They need that tadpole, so basically you can get an idea of which direction you're moving. Because I believe the tadpole would be around about here, I could be wrong. So when we're thrusting it would slowly move over into the center here, because we're applying thrust in this direction. So the tadpole should move from back this way over and 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 over. But yeah. That's beside the point. There's also watermarks, but that's more for planes. The advantage of the boost deflector is that you do not need to realign your ship backwards, basically. The disadvantage is due to the thrust angle equal to the throttle settings produce less overall thrust forces. Due to the thrust angle, equal throttle settings produce less overall. Oh, right, okay, because you're basically diverting the thrust and you're not just making it go backwards, because you're making it go backwards then round again. It's not going to be as powerful because it's already stopped against that part, then it's been pushed out. So basically it clicks back here, then it stops, and then it gets pushed round. But it's not going to be as powerful because it's not just going out. To enable the boost deflector, use the boost deflector button. You know, that one I've been using earlier. Notice the warning light on the right cowl panel that reminds you the deflector is engaged. Set the thrust to 100% again, like so, and also, there we go. You see there's also like a quarter, no, let's see, how many would that be roughly? Like half, I guess? It seems like it's half and half. So about half the thrust is being diverted out. Set the throttle to 0% again. Cool. And disable the boost deflector. Sure, we'll do that. Beep. Finally notice that the other finally notice the other NTS throttle modes. EBP enable stands for emergency boost enable. Oh yeah, that's the funnest one. The only issue is it overheats your ship. RCS authority is severely limited in this mode. Be warned, running this mode at full throttle for too long can cause severe damage, or worse. Yeah, literally, I felt like playing around, so I went and set that onto full. The thrust generate? No, wasn't that. Plasma temperature, that's what it was, went all the way to the top. I thought it'd be funny. Or was it system? No, it was system temperature went all the way to the top or something like that, or about here. And I basically cooked myself. So that was fun! The CBT mode, or combat mode, thrust, RCS authority is almost at the same level as the RCS only mode, while some boost ability is maintained. Sorry about that, I'm just having a drink. While maintaining the ability to make quick velocity changes. Oh, sorry. You'll use this in combat, where you'll want to rotate quickly while maintaining the ability to make quick velocity changes. Or velocity vector changes. RCS only mode, then it isolates the boost nozzle so you have full attitude authority. This concludes the tutorial. There is a lot to take in, but if you made it this far, you handled yourself and your ship well. Yay! Feel free to continue and keep experimenting with the ship's controls. You know, until you end up killing yourself. It'd be great! So yeah. The next tutorial covers preliminary startup procedure as well as the early STC communications and undocking from an external port. STC. Station traffic control, I think that would be. I don't know, to be honest. Sure, I'll continue just so I can poke around at this and tell you some things. So yeah, this is, I think it's quite interesting personally. You have some things like you can disable the safety and we can basically get back out of the ship while it's still moving. I think we have to press that, and that's it. Then we just get out by pressing some button. Is it I? I think it's I. No, it's not I. T? No. So yeah, let's actually have a look inside the ship more. It's not like that. I forgot how to get out the ship. Oh, this is brilliant. Like, let's get out of the ship and walk around. Let's stay in the seat of the ship because I don't know how to. I mean, I exactly know how to walk around, but I just thought looking about the cockpit would be more interesting. So yeah, you can set these pumps to high mode, but that's not advisable in general running. Oh god damn it! We're getting TMS cool pressure. What's up with our temperature? Oh, it's just our pressure's too high. Our radiators are deployed. Let's enable the radiator. They should be enabled, I thought. We'll also enable laser cooling, because why not? Laser cooling is actually quite cool. It's very bizarre though. It's like the heated particles get sent off into space using a laser, I believe. I could be completely getting this wrong. But currently we can do it, but only on minuscule particles, so we can do it in like 1 or 2 atoms, but we can't really do it on as massive a scale as a spaceship in and of itself. But due to our current understanding of technology, we know that it's possible to do it. We just don't know how viable it is to do it, and if there's any good reason to do it. The loop should be both pressurized. Sorry, I'm just trying to think. But yeah. So we know it is possible, but we haven't been able to do it on a larger scale other than just 1 or 2 atoms. I'm serious. I'm curious about the recharge button. We should have that off, shouldn't we? Battery doesn't need to recharge. It's currently being used. Okay, currently we have a balanced state, which is good. There's going to be 3 modules for this game though. There's going to be a combat module, so imagine Star Shatter, where essentially you have a battlefield played out with a couple of carriers. This is as far as I know. I could be completely wrong with this. But basically the story is that your colony was attacked. Oh, also let's set this back to seat safe mode. Nope. Let's get that back down. Damn it. That's not right. There we go, that's right. There we go. I was like, that's awfully high up, I'm having to look. I'm currently just using the mouse. I have got the track IR, but I'm not using it currently. But anyway, yeah, there's going to be 3 modules, I believe. I'm sorry if I get this horribly wrong. The Maverick module, which is the one that I'm talking about currently, which is your colony gets attacked, so you're effectively a militia force that tries to defend your colony. Also, why is this still claiming? Anyway, whatever. Which I believe is a procedural campaign. Oh bugger it, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna fling out the names out the window and basically just say an open world game where essentially you have a trading economy and stuff like that, so you can literally just be a trader or you can be a mercenary. It really doesn't matter and it's completely up to your choice. And a multiplayer section I don't know how they're going to do the multiplayer personally, because they've got to find a realistic version of Faster Than Light. Because what they currently have is time dilation, which I cannot remember what the button was for it. That's not the button for it, anyway. Anyway, yeah, they've got currently are using a time dilation mode, but they could also use a cryogenics mode for the single player one. But the only issue is when you go into multiplayer, that makes no sense. Because just because you're under cryogenic suspension doesn't mean everyone else stops doing everything until you get there. So that would be immersion breaking. I guess what they could do is set it a couple of 100 years afterwards and just say that they designed jump drives that they need to use long grey points. Because that would still require you to use, understand the orbital mechanics. But hey, I don't know, let's just say. I honestly don't know. And I could even be going completely wrong with all this, to be honest. Like, my temperature's not went down, to be honest. Oh no, that's the pressure. Right, what if we dispense with some of that coolant and repressurize it a touch? No, stop! Dispense some of that, there we go. Okay, so the coolant's not in the orange anymore. I could be completely wrong with what I just did, but I think it's a good idea. And look! Look! A warning's gone! Okay, so where's the TMS now? So what's the fault? Where's the fault? Where's the TMS fault? Oh well, whatever. Anyway, I probably should leave it there, so until next time, all the best, and I hope you enjoyed. And that's basically the reason why Star Wolves has been delayed for now, is just, it's been a pain in the arse, and I've not had time to actually look at it. So anyway, until next time, all the best, and I hope you enjoyed. Yay! Also, this game is just so much fun, personally.